All right, let's welcome to the Media Center here at LIV Golf Dallas participants in this week's the Duels Dallas, the third in a series of competitions involving LIV Golf stars partnering with the sport's biggest content creators. Today we have the team of Phil Mickelson and Grant Horvat, and the team of Bryson DeChambeau and Fat Perez. Bryson will join us in a couple of minutes. The first Duels video in Miami generated more than 2.5 million views, and the Virginia video that we posted earlier this week already has 1.2 million views. Duels Dallas will debut on Bryson's YouTube channel next month. So FP, you partnered with major winners Cam Smith in Miami, Henrik Stenson in Virginia. Now you're with the two-time U.S. Open champ who also happens to have 2.1 million YouTube subscribers and 3 million Instagram followers. Just wondering what kind of magic you had to conjure up to make that partnership happen.
That's a great question. He seems to be better than me by every metric, even the ones that I think I'm pretty good at. Yeah, I don't know. It seems I can't get a second date out here, so I don't know if that's a bunch of people that want to play golf with me or they're one and done. So I keep getting great partners though. So you know, if I can't play with Cam again, Henrik was great. We had a great time in Virginia, and then if I can't play with Henrik again, I got Bryson. So I don't think anyone's feeling bad for me up here.
So Phil and Grant, you've remained partners throughout the Duels, and you both always seem excited to hang out together and just play golf. So Phil, you described the pairing of sugar and spice. How much does that friendship contribute to a successful piece of golf content?
I just think we work really well together as a team, and I tend to kind of push the line on the spice, and he's like the kindest, nicest guy you can imagine, so he's always trying to rein me in, and I'm trying to pull him up towards me, and I just think that we've really had a lot of fun together, and I'm very appreciative to Grant and what you've done in, first of all, helping me and the High Flyers kind of get our social program and YouTube program going, and also to understand it a lot better, this space. You know, you've shared a lot of knowledge on how this works, as has Bryson, and I'm very appreciative of that. But I wanted to say, you know, that FP, you know, he keeps upgrading his partner, right? And now he's like, he wants to win so bad. He's like, if Bryson just drives it the way he does, he's such a good wedge player and putter, they think that they're dominating. And behind the scenes that you don't see, they're back there smack talking like this is a done deal, they've already won it. And I don't know if I agree, but I do understand his confidence, his level of why he feels like, you know, look, you get the two-time U.S. Open champion, longest driver in the game, you're great short game. I understand the confidence, but I think that can also be a detriment. You saw that at Virginia. You saw that with Grant and I. We had 2 holes left, and this was a done deal. Like, how do you mess this up against this competition? I mean, it was a given, and yet we did. So I don't want you to go in, FP, to this event feeling overconfident, because it can be thrown back in your face. It has been thrown back in our face, and I want you to succeed.
It means a lot coming from you guys.
Thank you.
After seeing what I saw in Virginia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But Grant has been very helpful to myself and our team in kind of developing this YouTube presence, understanding what it's about, and we've played really well together. I mean, we've had some really fun matches, and what I find is that I'm really enjoying this space, and I'm enjoying it because of you and because of what you and Josh Morgan have done to help us. So thank you.
Yeah, it's yeah, I will say, like, our first couple duels together, we've had a bogey in every round, and that's really hurt us so far. But I feel like we always find a way to bring it back and start clicking throughout the round. And so, yeah, I think we work great together, and it's been super fun.
I think today's our day, though. Despite what FP and Bryson are saying behind the scenes, I think today is our day that we finish it off.
We've had enough close calls that I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's the day.
Grant, do you remember the first time you met Phil? What was that like?
Oh, yeah. I remember it. It was, I mean, you can't forget it. I think I was an hour into meeting him, and he tricked me on the first hole. talked about these dead flyers at his golf course, and I flew the green OB after taking more club. And so ever since that day, couldn't forget him. But yeah, we had a lot of great matches together. We had actually 2 matches together before we started our series.
And I figured I lost both of them to you, and I'm like, if I can't beat him, let's join them.
Right.
And that's where our partnership started.
Right. And yeah, we had a lot of great, like I said, great matches, and yeah, from there it transpired to our 2v2 series. But yeah, it's been awesome.
So Phil, question from me. Yesterday, we had another Duels competitor and a fellow LIV golf captain who may have also attended the same university as you did. He was in here, and he made this statement about your ability to operate a rangefinder. He said, "I'm amazed that he's been in golf for this long and has no idea how to change it from yards to meters." Just wanted to get your response.
True. I agree with him. I was able to do it in our match with Grant, but it took me a while to figure it out, and then I forget, which buttons I'm pressing and how to switch it over. It took me a while to get it figured out. But because of John now, whether I'm back home playing on my own or in matches, and I use a rangefinder, which I do on every shot, I usually just look at the number, and now the first thing I look at is either a Y or an M next to it. It's like the first thing I look at. It's instilled in me now. So I don't think that trick's going to work. He's going to have to come up with some new material.
Grant, you've fallen prey to that too, I think.
Well, I did, but I will say I was the first one to notice. I actually called Phil out. We were playing Josh Allen and John Rahm, and I was looking at the cart, and this was 3 holes later. So we've been tricked now for 3 holes. We've been coming up 30 yards short on every approach shot, and the cart was saying a completely different number than the rangefinder, and I confronted Phil about it. He did get a little defensive in the moment, and I saw the Y, or actually no, I saw the M, and that's when I handed it to Phil and said it's in meters, and yeah, it was.
But
a tough look.
even that didn't stop us from ultimately prevailing in the match.
Right.
Like there's really not much they're able to do to slow us down, I feel.
Not in our 2v2s, no.
All right, excellent. All right, we'll open it up for questions from the media. Please raise your hand so we can bring over a microphone. Over here to the right, looks like the Bro brothers, maybe.
Uh-oh, not the break. Oh gosh.
This should be fun.
Hey Phil, it's
Hey, Wes.
Wesley Bryan here. The first question I have for you, obviously leading into the Duels, you seem to feel pretty good about your partnership. You think that Bryson and FP are a good tandem. What are your thoughts on George and Dean?
I'm gonna pass this one over. I don't really know where to go with that.
I just saw Dean's a really long hitter.
He is.
I think he's number 2 in driving distance on LIV this year.
But see, that's George's strength is driving. After that, I don't know. And then, and that's going to be diminished because of Dean. So the real question is, how do we feel against playing Dean? And Dean is a good player, but it's we have 2 shots to their 1, and I feel like that will ultimately be enough of an advantage to prevail.
True.
Yeah.
Do you have time for one follow-up question?
Yeah.
So you remember when we did our 1v1, you specifically wanted George not to attend because you said, I quote, "I'm afraid I might lose to George because he's better than you."
So that was a behind-the-scenes conversation that took place. That is true, and I felt like I took you to the farms where you have to hit it pretty straight. I was worried about George keeping it in play and doing very well, and I didn't really have that fear with you. I didn't really feel that as we went into our match, and ultimately, I was right again.
Yeah, it's all pretty fair. I mean, we really don't have a lot in common, but one thing we also don't have in common is I am the only one that has a Duels championship under my belt. And I know you've played in 3 or 2.
No, and do you remember how well Sergio played that day? I mean, he hit some amazing shots.
I don't have any questions, but they're all fair points. You know, they might seem harsh, but I can take it. But one thing I do know, Dean is coming to play. He's excited to be here. I mean, he wants to prove something.
So Dean is one of the most underrated players in the game. That is unquestionable. As I've seen his play over the last few years, and what he's winning out here, winning on international series, winning in South Africa. Like, he is the most underrated player. But when you match that with the most overrated player, they tend to balance themselves out.
No, I'm gonna go. We have a real question here. All jokes aside, what YouTube golf and pro golf? What is kind of what we kind of bring to the table? What have you seen the positive impact in golf or in YouTube golf, merging it with the pro golf game?
So this right here, because in professional golf, like, you can't banter like this and have fun with it, because there's this kind of this edge or line, like that you lose. It's like. You just can't have fun like this, because I don't know how to say it, but there's a point where it kind of crosses a line. But in YouTube golf, that line is totally different, right? Because we're here to have fun, and a big part of the competition is the banter. Because when guys go out and play, when people, guys, women, go out and play on the weekends, and they're with their buddies and they're talking and chirping, and that's what they can relate to. That's exactly what they do with their friends at home. And they see that on YouTube, and they see that with FP in his matches, and they see that with Grant in his matches, and that's what I think makes YouTube golf so fun, is this kind of interaction here, because we can say things that you wouldn't say in a intense professional level, competition.
So you mentioned about the line being crossed, and when you go to tear George down, just know that you come after both of us, and I don't stand on that. I've done it in comment sections. I've gotten in trouble for it. I've done it publicly. I've gotten in trouble for it. Just know that George is probably going to look like a much superior player than you this afternoon, and you're lucky he's not in the actual event, because he looks extra motivated right now.
I see it in the intensity of his face right now. Like, the intensity of his facial expressions, I could tell that he came to play.
And now, FP, I got a question for you. Are you worried about your partner showing up for his duels, given he hasn't shown up for this presser yet?
Yeah, it's a concern. I don't know. I need him. I guess I need his entire staff, camera crew. Yeah, I mean, I think they brought us here for a reason, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't do this by myself. I simply can't. But I will. But I will.
Hey, I believe in UFP. If nobody else in this room,
I promise you, no one else in this room does.
I do,
including myself.
Brian's, anything else?
Hey, yeah, we'll open it up for questions for other people in the room.
Oh, over here? All right.
Hey, Phil. Ben Swanger, D Magazine, the city magazine for Dallas. I'm wondering about Texas golf and what your take is on it. Obviously, you're playing in extreme heat conditions out here. Fred Perpall's been on the record of saying he's not bringing his U.S. Open here because of the heat. And we're on a run here with several high-end championships. Obviously, this one this weekend. We had the women's last weekend, a couple men's events in the pipeline. What's your take on the heat? How does it impact your game? And do you think Texas is fit for high-level premier golf?
Well, I think it's obvious when you look at the three of us, like, we're physical specimen, and the heat's not going to bother us. So that's not really going to be a factor, but it can be for some golfers. I actually think that there's some great golf courses throughout Texas, and I'm glad to see that there are major championships now being played. We saw that with the in the LPGA up at Frisco. That looks like an incredible course that Gil Hanse did, and we'll be hosting the men's PGA sometime soon. We have some history like at Northwood and some other courses that have held the U.S. Open that just had a renovation. It turned out amazing. I think there's some great golf courses here, and it's really a very popular place. Golf's a very popular sport in this area, so it's great that we're having so many tournaments here, and I'm happy that LIV is here.
follow-up, completely unrelated, but in terms of LIV Duels, is there any potential for this to go live? I mean, I feel like a lot of people, golf fans, would probably rather watch this on a Thursday than a Thursday on the PGA Tour.
No, I think it would be incredible live. The problem is that we've got to edit a lot of stuff out. And so we need that time delay, and it needs to be a couple of weeks time delay to get through it all.
That's true.
Anybody else? Oh, Kathleen, the Dallas Morning News.
Hi. My question is, what is the difference in audience with the Duels versus LIV overall, and how have you seen the Duels kind of get new people into LIV specifically?
Who are you asking that specifically for? All three of us, or just
Anyone.
go ahead?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the YouTube golf audience can be different from the normal tour viewers that are watching the live events. I would say it could be younger. I think you're bringing in a new demographic, but there's a lot of crossover as well. But it's definitely really cool to see what the Duels has done so far, and the views. I mean, it's amazing to see.
I view golf content as kind of complementary to pro golf. I think they're two very different things. I think that there's a reason we don't put out videos on Saturdays and Sundays. We put them out generally early in the week or start of pro golf tournaments, just to give the golf fan, a full week's worth of golf entertainment. And I also think we aren't necessarily being watched because we play golf well. We're watched because we kind of show the complete side of a day on the golf course, whether that's sitting in the cart, halfway house, after the round, before the round. We're personalities, I feel like, and I think the pro game grows as professional golfers find their own value in coming into that world and showing themselves, and maybe opening themselves up to their current audience, their current fan base, and maybe growing into a fan base that they don't have yet. Because when they're out there, they're working. They're trying to make birdies. They're not necessarily trying to entertain. Some golfers feel a little bit more of a responsibility to entertain out there than others. So this is just a different way of doing things. And I think the game of golf is the real winner when it comes to both of these worlds coming together.
What FP is really saying, or what he is saying, is how additive YouTube golf is to the world of golf, to professional golf. And that's really consistent and complementary to what LIV golf is about. Like, there's always going to be a need and a demand for the historical events. And LIV golf, when you see the audience that YouTube golf targets, and when I go to a club and these young kids are going up to Grant like in awe, and the way that they connect with the young golf fan is a way that professional golf has really struggled. And so it's one of the areas that LIV golf is wanting to target, is to get the younger generation connected and wanting to play golf and enjoying it. And the YouTube influencers, FP and Grant and everybody, has done such a great job of that. And so the partnership has really helped us also connect to the younger golf fan.
Thank you.
Over here too.
My question is for, I believe you referred to yourselves as physical specimens. I'm sorry, FP. I'm not going to put you in that group just yet.
It's a fair assessment, don't you think? Yeah.
I have seen you wear the joggers. You guys are both primos, and I've seen the commercial. I would love to give you a few squat tips, Phil. But speaking of pants, do you ever feel like women will become part of this at any point?
Yeah, I think they're a huge part of it. In fact, the largest growing opportunity in the game of golf are women.
Yes.
And so I think that's a huge part of the success of the game and the growth of the game. So absolutely.
In Duels specifically?
I think so. I think I think so. I don't know. I haven't been involved in the details of it, but I think that it's a big part of the growth of the game, what LIV is about. 40% of the people that attend LIV events are women. That's that connection, making that a family environment, making it a fun event that everybody is welcome is a huge part of it. And the growth of the game, if we're going to be successful, is to continue to have both men and women grow in the participation of the sport. So I think it's a big thing, yeah.
Well, now that you're so involved in social media, have you taken a look at any of the women who do content in the golf space? And if you could pick one other than Grant, I know, who would you possibly pick to be on a team with you?
I haven't looked at it because I don't have a time to do a lot of stuff. So if you notice, I don't have that many videos out. Like we have our 2v2 series and stuff, and I haven't. It's a little bit different as a professional who's not fully committed like Bryson is to growth of it. Is I can only do so much, so I haven't really looked at that. But I think for the duels and for the growth of the game, I think it's an important part.
That's great to hear. And honestly, a lot of the women would probably actually show up to their press conference. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll pass it on to anybody else.
Yeah.
Probably true, yeah.
Last question here from Mark.
Phil, you've had enough physical specimen questions. I'll ask you something else. In your mind, have you played your last U.S. Open, or is there a chance you think for Shinnecock where you had a near miss there?
So I said it's very possibly my last, and I think that's real. However, I also feel like I'm starting to play some good golf, and I've had this year has been my best year on LIV. I've had 3 top 6 finishes and some opportunities to win. If I do that or play like that in some upcoming major championships, that could ultimately qualify me into another U.S. Open. So I don't want to say it's my last. I actually think I'm playing well enough that if I can play at the level I've played out here in majors again, I'll finish high enough to get into a U.S. Open via that qualifying avenue. So I don't want to say that it is my last because I think I'm going to contend in I'm in the other 3 majors for a lot of years, and it could very well get me into the U.S. Open again.
All right, gentlemen, we appreciate the time. All the best this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Hey, let's go get warmed up and focused.
Come on.
Let's
Let's
do
lock
this.
in. We need some gummies right now.